life, I've been a global traveller, seeking cultures and traditions that are just as vibrant today as in times past. We're opening doors, stepping into worlds most never see, because that's where the best stories are. We're sharing tales of local life and the working world, plus spending time with some of the most interesting people you'd ever want to meet. It's truly privileged access that always leaves me excited to explore more. In this episode of Exploring More with Karine, we're celebrating animals with purpose. In Scotland, we'll meet the spirited, hard-working ponies of the Shetland Islands. Then at the Hermitage in Russia, we'll learn more about its feisty felines. Next up, Austria for the Lipizzaner stallions. Before heading to France, where we'll share tips on teaching your dog the art of truffle hunting. Let's get started on Scotland's remote Shetland Islands, where its ponies are sure to steal your heart. The wind-swept Shetland Islands, where the Atlantic Ocean collides with the North Sea, is home to some unique and fascinating characters.
I was born and bred in the house that I'm still in, and I've stayed in Shetland all my life.
Carol Fuller is a wrangler and breeder whose family has long loved the island's iconic residents.
There have been 3 generations that's had the Shetland Ponies. They're part of my life.
While the Shetland pony dates to the Bronze Age, it was primarily breeding with Duale ponies brought by the Vikings that created the sprightly breed we see today.
Oh, their spirits is pretty high. They have high spirits. Everyone has a different personality. They're a big white one. She always stands with her head up, lugs up, and ears up and everything. See me. Though the hardy Shetland pony has long thrived here, its life has rarely been easy. When I was young, the ponies wasn't for fun, they were workhorses. All the craft work was done on the ponies, there were no tractors. They did the carting in the hay, carting in the corn, ploughing the rigs, everything was done on a pony. And in 1847, when the British banned children from the coal mines, the tough Shetland pony went to work underground. For years, they were in constant demand, since these resilient, sure-footed wonders could move loads of coal up to 3,000 miles a year. They were usually down 2 weeks and up 2 weeks. The ponies was treated very well, and they said the ponies was treated much better than the men. In such a spacious, relaxed setting, one could easily assume that raising the highly intelligent, extremely patient Shetland pony would be a piece of cake. I was quickly assured that was not the case. No. You must be good to them. You have to be good to them. But you have to make sure that they know you're the boss. It's just like a dog. Much like an artist who hates to part with their paintings, Carol often holds on to her ponies. They stay and become part of the family. At one point, I had 6 generations. If they go from me as a foal, they go to some other body. But if they live past a year old, they're aside me for their life. My oldest mare was 35. She was a good old lady. She was a very good old lady. One thing's for sure, Shetlands are highly addictive. They even hooked Queen Elizabeth, who rode them throughout her childhood. While these precocious ponies top out at only 42 inches, don't let their diminutive stature fool you. Pound for pound, they're actually the strongest of the horse family, able to pull twice their body weight. And one thing they're certainly not short of is personality. I always say they're like the weather clock. Whichever way the wind is coming from, you'll always see them standing with their rear ends to the wind. I hope you too will do as I did and pay a visit to Carol and her ponies in the remarkable Shetland Islands.
Now we're off to Russia's Grand Hermitage to meet the skilled mousers who've kept its art safe for decades.
Russia's glorious Hermitage Museum. Everyone is aware of its spectacular treasures and grand galleries. But did you know about the guardian cats that protect it?
It started in the time of Peter I. Elizabeth, she published an official order in 1747 to send from Kazan city a carriage with cats. They're very special cats, very well trained to catch the rats and mice. And since this time, we have our family of cats.
I'm going into the basement of the Hermitage to meet its famous cats. Come along. On duty for centuries to keep the Hermitage rodent-free, these feisty felines are ever vigilant. At times elusive, they remain masters of the labyrinth tunnels. He's not doing his job very well today. There are almost 100 cats in official residence and on duty at the Hermitage, with free run everywhere except the galleries, of course. The cats live in small prides either in the basement or in the inner courtyards. Cared for and fed by museum curators, there's even a cat hospital inside the Hermitage, complete with medical records and everything necessary to care properly for these tireless warriors. So, as you explore the glories of the Hermitage Museum above ground, take a moment to honour the humble cat hard at work below ground, without whom the losses could have been catastrophic.
Our next stop is Vienna, Austria, for a behind-the-scenes look at the majestic Lipizzaner stallions.
Welcome to a world of elegance, discipline and remarkable skill. We're backstage at the Spanish riding school with the world-famous Lipizzaner horses. Whether you like horses or not, this is really a lifetime experience. The powerful Lipizzans in the hands of their skilled trainers and rider spend significant time learning and practicing together, forming an unshakable bond between horse and rider along the way.
We don't see our stallions as horses, we see our stallions as partners, and we want to work together with them. You know, the horse is first in every meaning. That is our philosophy, that is our way of treating horses.
The performing Lipizzaners are all stallions. Their coat is gleaming white. But did you know they're actually black for the first 6 to 9 years of their lives?
They start to perform with the age of 10, after 6 years of training.
Many Lipizzaner stallions have long careers in this unique environment of caring and companionship, with some performing well into their 20s.
The work with the Lipizzaner stallions, there's nothing compared to it.
These noble creatures possess a rare combination of beauty and strength, temperament and intelligence, and the stallions have been synonymous with Vienna for over 400 years. This is Pluto, my new friend, and this is truly an experience of a lifetime.
Our final destination, France, where we'll share the secret of teaching your dog to find the elusive and highly prized truffle.
Hidden within these woods is a rare treasure, nestled in the warm forest floor, prized by many but found by few. I'm speaking of truffles, and this is the hunter.
Cherche, Farah, cherche. Elle est où là? Cherche.
For centuries, they've scoured the woodlands for the elusive truffle, the highly fragrant subterranean fungus loved by chefs around the world. This used to be the job of pigs, but they also like to eat the truffles, so dogs have taken their place.
Est-ce que c'est difficile de dresser un chien pour chercher les truffes?
Vous allez chez un photographe, vous demandez 2 boîtes de pellicule photo.
I'm asking if it's difficult to train your dog to find truffles. He says no. Go to your photographer and see if he has old cans that stored film.
Percer les boîtes de pellicule,
Pierce the film box,
vous mettez du coton,
put cotton wool inside,
de l'huile truffée.
a little bit of truffle oil on the cotton,
Avec vous, vous avez un petit panier,
put them in a little basket like this,
vous avez des récompenses
have treats.
et vous allez jeter la boîte de pellicule photo.
And every time you throw the toy away, you tell your dog to find the truffle.
Chaque fois qu'il a pris,
Every time
The
that he
what?
takes the film can, you take it from him and you give him a treat.
deuxième semaine, coton, oil, vous fermez et vous allez le mettre sous le tapis. Vous allez jouer à cache-cache.
So the second week, you're playing hide and seek. You're going to refresh those containers, those film containers, with new cotton wool, new truffle oil, and you're going to hide them in your house somewhere.
Et chaque fois qu'il trouve, vous payez. C'est bien mon bébé, t'es un bon chien, toujours avec les trucs.
Same procedure. You ask her to find the box. When she finds it, you give him a treat. Then
Vous allez dehors,
you go outside
sans le chien,
without the dogs,
en cachette, vous creusez
and you hide
et vous
these
mettez dans la terre
little
la
boxes
boîte film.
in the ground.
Et vous allez avec le chien 2 jours après. Comme ça, la terre, elle a
Okay.
pris l'odeur de truc.
It takes 2 days or so to infuse the soil around the cans with this truffle oil. So after 2 days of these being buried, you go back out.
Vous prenez le panier,
Of course, you take a little basket.
vous l'excitez,
You excite your dog a little
il
bit.
voit les
You
récompenses.
show the treats.
Vous allez à côté de ça, là où vous savez que vous avez caché la boîte
You
de
go
pellicule.
close to where you know you've hidden these little
Vous
boxes.
l'excitez. Si le chien, il marque, vous le prenez dans les bras. Beaucoup de récompenses, c'est très bien. Vous avez gagné.
If then, of course, the dog starts digging in that area, you give him lots of compliments and treats, and that's it, you've done it. From then on, he can find truffles.
Join us again here on Viking.TV as we open more doors around the world on our quest to explore the planet's most fascinating cultures and delightful traditions.